What's good, YouTube? Sensational Sinceres here, and I'm back with another Tom Clancy's The Division Vendor Reset video. We're here for January 22nd, 2021's Vendor Reset. So let's get right into this to see what we got good for this week. Okay, so for our first gear items, head over to Camp Hudson. Here the weapons vendor has a Tyrant Suppressor with 7% crit hit chance, 5.50% headshot damage, and 4.50% optimal range. For our next gear items, we're still at Camp Hudson. Head over to the gear vendor here. We got an operator mask with the talent refreshed on there. For our next gear items, head over to the base of operations. Here the Dark Zone gear vendor has a Spec Ops armor with the talent rapid on there. For our next gear items, we're still at the base of operations. Head over to the gear vendor here. We got a prototype performance mod with 3.50% seeker mine damage. For our next gear items, we're still at the base of operations. Head over to the advanced weaponry vendor here, and we got a tactical AUG 83P. Also here we got a converted SRS. Also here we got a custom L86A2. Also here we got a high velocity magazine with 7.50% crit hit chance, 4% crit hit damage, and 12% magazine size. Also here we got a large suppressor FDE with 17% crit hit damage, 2% accuracy, and 5% optimal range. For our next gear items, we're still at the base operations. Head over to the special equipment vendor, and here we got a pecan if you like to run this weapon. We also got a Liberator. We also got a Black Market SASG 12S. We also got an Infantry MG5. We also got an Operator Mask with the talent Rehabilitated on there. We also got a Tactical Pack with the talent Relentless. We also got some Tactical Gloves with the talent Savage on there. We also got a Prototype Performance mod with 7% support station duration. We also got a heavy magazine spring with 11% magazine size, 2.50% crit hit chance, and 10.20% rate of fire. For our next gear items, we're still at the base operations. Head over to the special blueprints vendor, and here we got a military M9 blueprint with a gear score of 256. We also got a classic RPK 74 blueprint with a gear score of 256. We also got an electronics knee pad blueprint with a gear score of 256. Also here we got an angle grip red blueprint with a power level 34. And we also got a compensator blueprint with a power level 34. For our next gear items, head over to the Cavern. Here the gear vendor has an operator mask with the talent Tenacious on there. For the next gear items, head over to Kermit Station. Here the weapons vendor has a classic M1A. And also here we got an angle grip with 13% stability, 2% accuracy, and 4% crit hit damage. For our next gear items, head over to Camp Clinton. Here the special equipment vendor has a pecan if you're a fan for this weapon. Also here we got a Historian. Also here we got a Cassidy. Also here we got a lightweight M4. It's not really a good roll, but I figured I'd mention it. Also here we got a Marine Super 90. Also here we got a classic RPK 74. Also here we got a tactical mask with the talent refreshed on there. Also here we got a tactical pack with the talent inventive. Also here we got a prototype performance mod with 7% mobile cover health. Also here we got a small grip with 18% crit hit damage, 2% accuracy, and 5% reload speed. For our next gear items, we're still at Camp Clinton. Head over to the special blueprints vendor, and here we got a holster blueprint with a gear score of 256. And we also got a flash hider blueprint with a power level 34. For our next gear items, head over to Dante's Run. Here the gear vendor has a prototype firearms mod with 261 firearms and 3% skill haste. For our next gear items, head over to Wolves Den. Here the weapons vendor has an M700 carbine. For our next gear items, head over to Madison Stand. Here the gear vendor has a tactical mask with the talent Tenacious on there. For our next gear items, head over to the Ward. Here the gear vendor has a prototype stamina mod with 255 stamina and 1% crit hit chance. For our next gear items, head over to the Southpaw. Here the gear vendor has a prototype performance mod with 3.50% turret damage. For our next gear items, head over to the Grindhouse. Here the weapons vendor has a covert SRS. And also here we have a loud vent break with 18% crit hit damage, 2% accuracy, and 6% headshot damage. For our next gear items, head over to the Firewall. Here the gear vendor has an operator mask with the talent refreshed on there. And also here we got a prototype stamina mod with 265 stamina and 3% skill haste. For our next gear items, head over to the Crypt. Here the weapons vendor has an MP7. For our next gear items, head over to West 31st Street Checkpoint. Here the Dark Zone vendor has a prototype performance mod with 3.50% sticky bomb damage. And also here we got a compensator with 13.50% stability, 4.50% optimal range, and 4% crit hit damage. For our next gear items, head over to West 34th Street checkpoint. Here the Dart Zone vendor has a SRS A1. For our next gear items, head over to West 42nd Street checkpoint. Here the Dart Zone vendor has a Pro Red Dot sight with 18% crit hit damage, 2% accuracy, and 5.50% headshot damage. For our next gear items, head over to East 64th Street checkpoint. Here the Dart Zone Gear mod vendor has a prototype electronics mod with 266 electronics and 2.50% exotic damage resilience. And also here we got a prototype performance mod with 6% first aid self-heal. For our next gear items, head over to East 61st Street checkpoint. Here the Dart Zone weapon mod vendor has an Omega rifle suppressor with 17% headshot damage, 4% critical hit damage, and 3% critical hit chance. For our next gear items, head over to East 58th Street checkpoint. Here the Dart Zone gear vendor has an operator mask with the talent refreshed on there. Also here we got a gunslinger vest with the talent reckless. Also here we got a tactical pack with the talent relentless. For our next gear items, head over to the Parker Ave checkpoint. Here the Dart Zone weapons vendor has an MP5 ST. Also here we got an SRS A1. And also here we got an infantry MG5. For our next gear items, head over to East 53rd Street checkpoint. Here the Dart Zone vendor has a converted SMG 9A2 if you like to run these style weapons. Also here we got a prototype stamina mod with 257 stamina and 3,140 skill power. And also here we got a high velocity magazine with 7% crit hit chance, 11% magazine size, and 5.20% rate of fire. For our next gear items, head over to East 46th Street checkpoint. Here the Dart Zone vendor has an operator vest with the talent Vigorous on there. For our next gear items, head over to East 40th Street checkpoint. Here the Dart Zone vendor has some gunslinger gloves with the talent Savaged on there. And also here we got an extended magazine with 113% magazine size, 2.50% crit hit chance, and 4% crit hit damage. For our next gear items, head over to East 34th Street checkpoint. Here the Dart Zone vendor has a military L86 LSW. Also here we got an operator vest with the talent Rapid. For our next gear items, head over to East 31st Street checkpoint. Here the Dart Zone vendor has a black market AK-74. Also here we got a prototype stamina mod with 267 stamina and 3,180 health. For our next gear items, head over to the 5th Ave checkpoint. Here the Dart Zone vendor has a prototype firearms mod with 267 firearms and 2.50% exotic damage resilience. For our next gear items, head over to DZ2 safe room. Here the Dart Zone gear vendor has a tactical mask with the talent rehabilitated on there. Also here we got a gunslinger vest with the talent reckless. We also got a Spec Ops pack here with the talent inventive on there. And we also got some tactical gloves with the talent Savaged on there. For our next gear items, head over to DZ4 safe room. Here the Dart Zone gear mod vendor has a prototype performance mod with 2% pulse crit hit chance. For our next gear items, head over to DZ8 safe room. Here the Dart Zone gear vendor has a Spec Ops mask with the talent refreshed on there. Also here we got an operator vest with the talent Rapid. Also here we got a tactical pack with the talent Relentless. For our next gear items, head over to DZ9 safe room. Here the Dart Zone weapon mod vendor has a heavy magazine spring with 3% crit hit chance, 4.50% reload speed, and 10.50% rate of fire. We also got an Omega rifle suppressor here with 18% headshot damage, 4% crit hit damage, and 2.50% stability. Alright everybody, that's it for our Tom Clancy's The Division vendor reset video for January 22nd, 2021's vendor reset. I hope everybody who tuned into it found them something that they needed. Smash on that sub and like button, y'all. I appreciate that support, and I will see y'all with the next one, everybody. Take care. Peace.